is Irelia, the blade dancer. Irelia uses the traditional dances of Ionia to levitate an array of deadly blades. Her graceful movements may seem tranquil at first, but a furious tempest awaits anyone who threatens her home. Welcome to the Irelia Champion Spotlight.
The dance begins.
Irelia's cue is Blade Surge. She dashes to a target, damaging and applying on-hit effects to it, while healing herself a small amount. The damage is increased if the target is a minion or monster. If the target dies to Blade Surge, or was marked, we'll get into that in a second, its cooldown is refreshed. Irelia's most iconic ability can now work wonders in and out of a minion wave. Use it to dodge attacks, dive opponents, and snag kills. On your mark, reset, go. Irelia's E, Flawless Duet, is one way to mark enemies. She sends out a blade and can recast it to send a second blade to another location. These blades will fly toward one another, damaging and stunning enemies caught in the crossfire. Champions and large monsters are marked for Blade Surge resets. If you don't recast the ability within a few seconds, the second blade will simply drop at Irelia's feet, triggering the damage and stun as normal. Flawless Duet lets you strike at all sorts of unexpected angles. Keep your patterns unpredictable to catch enemies off guard, out-trading them with a stun and a double dash of Blade Surge. Irelia's ultimate is Vanguard's Edge. Irelia throws her blades, which scatter upon hitting an enemy champion, damaging whatever they hit. As with Flawless Duet, the blades will also mark champions and large monsters. As the blades scatter, they form a very sharp cage that lasts for a few seconds. The blade wall damages, slows, and disarms enemies cutting through it. Disarmed is a sort of new debuff that prevents enemies from basic attacking. Here, Irelia's opponent makes a grave mistake when he crosses the edge and quick draws a blank. Close, but no cigar.
Okay, I'm warmed up.
Use your ultimate to carve up a fight, splitting off a carry and also setting up a wide selection of marked targets. This is where you separate the good Irelia players from the great ones. Use Vanguard's Edge for both the blade wall and the marks, unleashing your ultimate in order to maximize both damage and dashing. Let's cut back to Irelia's W, Defiant Dance. On first cast, Irelia begins to channel her will into her blades, losing the ability to move or attack but gaining significant damage reduction. And a stack of her passive, which we'll cover next. On second cast, Irelia lashes out, damaging enemies based on the length of the charge. The channel can't be interrupted by crowd control, so use it in the heat of battle to outdance the damage you can't dodge, and put the dance in avoidance. You can also charge it up to secure the last hit on your chosen enemy. Lastly, Irelia's passive is Ionian Fervor. Hitting enemies with spells grants Irelia stacks of Ionian Fervor for a few seconds. Hitting multiple champions with a single ability grants multiple stacks, and basic attacking extends its duration. Each stack adds bonus damage to her basic attacks. At max stacks, this bonus damage is increased against shields, and Irelia also gains attack speed. Once the Blade Dancer is running a high fervor, she can slice through shields like a hot knife through butter, making enemy defenses irrelevant. Here, Irelia takes on the Titan of the Deaths. How does she do in this matchup? Give you a hint, it's not a loss.
And breathe.
Irelia is most devastating when you're constantly blade surging. Keep enemies locked up with Flawless Duet while you flow freely from one step to the next, turning minions and marks into a sequence of Q resets. Opponents that can't keep up won't make the cut. Better nerf Irelia.
Careful, I hit back.
When enemies try to trip you up, switch to a well-timed Defiant Dance to guard against their attacks, even when you're about to be stunned. Lead in with Vanguard's Edge, keeping enemies close as you whirl around the fight in a dance that will leave them dizzy and dead. GG, well played.
We are all creations of the spirit. Still, I must kill you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Irelia Champion Spotlight. Leap to the links below for more information on the Blade Dancer.
It appears my dance continues.